This is AI.R. Artists in Residence Broadcasting, coming to you once a week from New York City. How do you do? I'm John Cullum, and this is Emily Frankel, my wife.
Busy John Cullum.
Yes.
You are very busy these days. And that's because you've been rehearsing and performing and seeing other people. For instance,
What?
I would like to know, what do you really think about Harvey Fierstein?
Fierstein, I call him.
Fierstein. How do you pronounce it?
I'm not sure. Maybe you're right. I think it's Harvey.
Let's just call him Harvey.
Okay, it's Harvey.
All right, Harvey. Did you get along with him right away from the beginning?
Yes, very much. He's the most genial person. Well, he's not genial. He's just he's got magnetism.
That great voice.
Yes, it's.
Can you make a voice like that?
Oh, I can talk like Harvey. Oh, he's worse.
Okay, John.
Yeah, I can't do. Some people can do an imitation, but Harvey is a wonderful guy. We were inducted into the Theater Hall of Fame on the same day, and but I've known about Harvey since we were both young, working down on West 4th Street. And I didn't know him, but I certainly knew about him and saw some of the stuff that he did.
What a career he's had.
Oh, he's incredible. And he's a wonderful writer. If you look at the list of things that he's written, he ranks up there among the top American playwrights of today. And I think his writing in this play is wonderful. He spent 2.5 years just doing research on it, and he knows a lot of the people, as many people as he could meet that were involved in this true life story.
John is talking about give the title of the play.
Casa Valentina.
And it is about
transvestites.
And transvestites, I get confused with the word transvestite.
So do I.
But what is a transvestite?
A transvestite is if he's a male, he's a person who wants and enjoys and gets a great deal of pleasure from wearing female attire, and it's a deep-seated attachment. It's an obsession, and we've met 2 or 3. Transvestites, 2 in particular. One very young, beautiful young man who works in the theater, and another is a woman, an Australian. She's been a public librarian for many years, but he was a very, very handsome and literate young man. And
so you call him a she?
I call because
they look like females.
Well, she goes by the name of Kathleen Cummins, and she is a wonderful writer, and she's been seeing the show for the last week or so.
Now wait a minute, I really want to talk more about Harvey, though.
Well, Harvey is a famous female impersonator, which is a different thing. They even call them drag queens or. I don't know. There's several different titles that they have, but he has been a female performer since he was a young man.
How tall is he?
He's about my size. He's much more stockier, yeah, and he's had weight problems probably, but some of his earlier, if you see him in drag earlier, he was very svelte, and he made it very attractive, and he loved the work that he was doing, and
but you and he are really very friendly.
Yes, I like him very much.
You laugh a lot together, or
yes, and he
gossip.
He kids me a lot. His gossip is so sophisticated and inside that I have trouble following it sometimes. But I love his humor, and it can be a bit edgy, but it's never cruel, and he has a tremendous sense of empathy with all of the characters that he writes, whether they're heterosexual or homosexual or transvestites or transgenders. Transgenders are people who actually have operations to change their gender. And
that's a whole different subject.
Yes.
But I really wanted to know more about Harvey because he sounded like a very, very nice guy.
He is. He really is.
Well, let's keep that relationship flowering, shall we?
Well, I don't think there's anything that's going to change that.
Okay.
I like him very much, and I hope he likes me, and he seems to.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, Emily, for asking. And then we'll see you next week, okay? This is AI.R. See you next week.